Okay, I just finished changing these lower rear control arm, well, not lower, but, well, they're just the big rear arms on a Volvo 850, and probably the same as on the S series. Not sure, but I had read over the years the pain in the butt that these things can be to change. And now it was my turn to find out. And I would have started recording this right from the beginning and shown you each step I did, but I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do it. So what I started to do is I took the wheels off, looked at the brackets, unbolted everything with the car jacked up. See, I've got a cable around the tree here, and this cable goes all the way over to the car. And onto the end of the cable I just had a hoist. This chain hoist here that I use to pull engines. And I took the chain, well, not that chain, but this chain here, and I wrapped it around the lower control arm. I'll show you a picture. And then I took this chain here with that bolt, and as you'll see in a picture in a moment, I stuck it through like that and had one end of this here and had the other end here pulling that way. And I went to another cable which went to my Kubota tractor that was over there. You can see it all in the picture. And so I put tension on both ends pretty good. And the first one that I tried doing on this side, I beat on it and I beat on it and I beat on it, and I got it to move a little bit, but not much. And I remembered someone saying something about heat, so I started heating it. And you can see as I was heating it with just a propane torch, just all this rubber just starts, like a little volcano, just starts oozing out everywhere. And every place I heated it, it oozed out. And then after doing it for a little while, it just popped out, hit the ground. But I had beat on this a lot. So when I did the other side, I put the chain on it from this direction and chain on it from the other direction and put a good tension on it evenly. And I just started heating it with this torch. And after heating it just for a couple minutes, boom, it just popped out. Didn't beat on it the least bit. And that's this one over here. You can see all this garbage that it just melted and kept oozing out. I think it's kind of under pressure. So when I went to put the new ones in, the first one, it was a tight fit. There's just no way it was going in. So I just lightly rotated it like you're rotisserie a chicken. I just slightly rotated it like this with the flame of the torch just lightly hitting the rubber here. Just softening it and softening it, and I did it around and around a little bit. Didn't really melt it, and I put it in, and I was able to get it to a certain point, and I just started beating on it, and I got it all the way in. And the other side was I was able to start getting it in, and it went without having to heat it up. And then after I had got it started, I wasn't able to get it to go in straight there. So I would take this, because it's got like a shoulder, because the bolt head, and I would take a couple taps here and a couple taps there, and in about a minute or two I got the whole thing in. The bolt lined right up, and so that was cool. The only thing happened that I wasn't ready for was on this side here. As you're taking that big bracket off that supports everything, there's a little bracket under there that supports some kind of little plastic solenoid breather gizmo for evaporative control of the gas tank, something like that. And the rubber ends were brittle, and so they broke, so I had to go to the store and buy some new rubber hose to hook all that back up. And on this side here, you got to be a little more careful, because when you lower the bracket from underneath that link, the end of the bracket's holding onto a brake line. And there's no easy way to deal with it other than take the brake line off. And I wasn't going to take the brake line off, so I was just careful with my placement. And so, not bad. It could have been worse. I had read and listened to different horror stories of people taking a couple days to do these things if you didn't have the correct tool. And if you were to rent the correct tool, there's a chance the thing was going to break. And I can see why, because the tool's not made that well. And these things can be a bear. And it's just a whole lot easier just to hit it with heat and let the thing just, the rubber ooze out, and boom, they just pop out. So anyway, that's my 850 wagon turbo tail of replacing those end links from the lower control arms, whatever they're called. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, just write it in the comments and I'll try to answer your questions.